at Wallace Galleries at our International Women's Day exhibition. Linda is one of our exhibiting artists for the show, and I invited Linda to discuss her artwork and her position on women in the
Thank you
arts.
for inviting me. I'd love that I'm part of this show. I really thought about the pieces to include in the show, the pieces that would best reflect being a woman in the arts. And your question has left me pondering, how do I feel? Who am I? Who am I as a woman in the arts? And I realize how important my gender is to me, my gender, like that I'm a woman in the arts, and how important that is to me, and what it entails. And for me, it has so much to do with giving myself permission as a woman to express myself and the deeper recesses of my felt experience, which in essence is kind of breaking the rules of our patriarchal system of who we are as not just men versus women. I don't think of it really that way, but men and women living in a patriarchal world.
Yeah, I agree. I find that perhaps it's not so much women against men as it is against a societal norm, and trying to break those boundaries of what women and men are viewed as. But as women in a first world country, being able to make a voice for women all over the world and
Oh,
trying to make a change.
absolutely. Mm-hmm. I think it's important that we speak up, that we stand for equality. And I see how equality is seen more through the lens of our patriarchal system. It's seen as us all having to be kind of like men. And I hear that from women in the businesses, in contract work, in corporations, in families, just having to work so hard to be seen and for their needs to be seen as valid. So when I think of myself as a woman in the arts, I think I represent that. My paintings represent that. They represent a voice and expression for the needs of the feminine in all of us, in men and women. Just
Right.
and I see that those needs aren't revered. They're not seen easily. They can easily be overshadowed and completely disregarded.
Right, right. So, um, can you talk a little bit about your artwork? I have a piece behind me right now.
You know, a long time ago, somebody described a male artist, described my art as decorative. Now,
Oh,
for many abstract artists, that is an insult.
yes.
And I remember thinking, oh, he's seeing it. He's just looking through the decorative lens. He's not understanding the depth of the energy and the feeling. And for me, my art is, when you look at that piece, it's earthy and it's watery.
Mhm.
It's I feel like I can breathe
I
when I
get
look
a
at this
little bit of
piece.
ocean out of it, or you see sort of almost like historical aspects of geological, like trilobites, or like formations of history almost. Or perhaps I'm
That's
putting too
beautiful.
much.
That's
I think the thing is you put a little bit of what your education and your history is also into abstract pieces, and I think that's why I see sort of almost the ocean floor, the flow, the energy of
oops.
life. I mean, they say that that life started in the ocean, correct?
Yes.
So that's
Yeah.
how I feel about it, and the color gives me the energy of the sun. So there's a bit of a push and pull that way.
I love that you're seeing that. That speaks to me so much because, yeah, the name of the painting is Fossil Written.
Mhm.
And to me, that's the ages. That is the history of the earth. And that to me is, it's ultimately the quality of the feminine. this dropping in, going back in, going into our roots, going into our inner feelings and awarenesses.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Yeah, the genesis of life.
Yes.
Yeah, you always wanted to be an artist when you were a little girl, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
You were
painted
discouraged.
on. Hmm?
But you were discouraged.
Oh, goodness. Goodness. I think I was 12. I lived with my grandparents and I went to my grandmother. I remember we were at the dining table. I remember this. And I told them I wanted to be an artist. And they like, no, 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 artists don't make money. You can't do that. And my grandmother says, Linda, you can be a secretary.
Right. Because that's a woman's job.
That's a woman's job. That's what they knew. But my own parents were no different. They didn't know, my mother didn't know how to be a powerful woman in the world. She passed away when I was 8.
Sorry.
But she didn't know herself. You know, instead she had reverted to alcohol and drugs, and she collapsed her feminine. I've seen so much of that, the wounded feminine in so many ways. And I think as an artist, what I look for in my art is to strengthen the feminine, to heal the feminine.
Give a
Yeah,
voice.
to give her a voice.
I think that's wonderful. I think that's perfect.
Thank you.